Alright, good morning. Thursday, January 18th, 2018. 2 days ago, I was short the market and my target was near the levels of 2150. If I'm not mistaken, I think I went short at around 2300. Basically, once price failed to break the resistance level of 2330. I waited for a pullback, and then I waited for it to pull back up actually and retest the 2309, 2310 level, at which I went short. My target was close to the 2150 range, and at that point I mentioned that if price was to break 2150, then it will continue down to lower levels. Price did not do that. Price found support at the 2170 support level that I had lined, and it barely went down by only 5 pips. As you can see, it went from 2165 to 2204, and then it pulled back. Upon its pullback and retest the 2170, I went long. As you can see, just within a few minutes ago, price tested for the first time the 2265, now resistance level. At that point, I raised my stop to 2227, just under this low. 74 pips and counting. Now, what I'm trying to do is see if price is going to push and continue higher, and then eventually break the high. And at that point, it would actually, based on my resistance levels, it will go to closer to anywhere between 1.2400 2450. It won't be this week, but it should happen. Somewhere, if it does create that 24 high, or this high 2350, somewhere in there, I'm expecting a large pullback, more closer to the maybe 118, somewhere around there. So once it does create this high, I will be looking for shorts, basically. Looking at that on a 4-hour chart, and on the Elliott standpoint, this could be labeled. See, I don't have everything kind of together right now because I'm still looking at it, but this would be the 3. I have this here at the bottom as the A, expanded flat B, and then C of 4, and then currently I have price going above this high of 2324, and at that point I'll be able to a little bit accurately label it a little better. If you look at it on a daily, you can see that on reverse Fibonacci, where you take the low of wave 4 down to the top of wave 3, and then back to the low of wave 4, and then you measure between 1.382 and 200%. Price pretty much hit the 1.382, and it tested it, and it went just above it to about 12 to 14 pips, and then it shot down, but it did find support. So I'm expecting, I'm not sure if it's going to go to 126, but I do see it eventually maybe pushing towards 124 in that range before it slides down to roughly 117 or so. That is the euro. Now let's look over at Bitcoin. I mentioned a couple of days ago that Bitcoin would likely go down to below 10,000 to 9,500. 9,500 was my support level. Price broke it just a tad bit to 92, 91, somewhere around there. And as you can see, once it went right back above 9,500, it kept going. So now these are some important resistance levels that it needs to break out of 12,000. It needs to go above 12.6, and then it will continue to 13.2 or 13.190, 13.5, and from there it will go to 14. and then it will continue, and I will continue to put my resistance levels there. You might see a small pullback from the 11.8, maybe back to a lower 11 before it continues higher, but I definitely don't see in the short-term future price going to the low. So I did mention a couple days ago that 9,500 level was a good buy, and at max price would probably find extreme support at 9,000. So I wasn't too far off, and price is acting accordingly. Bitcoin Cash price tested the 1420 level, and as you can see, it found support, but it's not continuing to break above 1840. So I would need price to break above 1840, and at that point it will continue higher. I did have a lot more resistance levels here, but they somehow came off, so I'll add these by tomorrow's video. Looking at, okay, that's just the 4-hour chart of Bitcoin. As you can see, price went down, and as you can see, it's now starting to come back up. So I'm going to keep these arrows here, and it's just more of proof how Elliott combined with other analysis, how it's good in anyone's trading. This is the S&P. Right now, as you can see, my blue lines on both. Right now, the S&P is going sideways. Now, price, in order for it to continue short, it needs to break the 2770, where my blue level is at the low here. In order for it to continue to higher prices, it needs to break the 2810 level. Anything between there, you would want to wait until it gets to that particular extreme for a reversal. So yesterday, as you can see, price tested the blue. Now it's going low. As you can see, a few days ago, like around the 15th or so, 16th, or 2 days ago, price hit the blue line on the money, 2770. And as you can see, it went from 2770 back to 2808 or so. That's a pretty significant trade if you're just doing it based off these particular support and resistance levels. But in order for it to have an extreme breakout, it's going to need to break one or the other. So in between here, I would not trade until it gets to an extreme, and then you'll see a reversal. I don't have an Elliott count on this, honestly, because it's a very difficult market to kind of count when you have nothing but an uptrend since the March of 2009. So no matter how I put my Elliott twist on it, it's pretty much just been going up for roughly almost 10 years. So I just started to, instead of me doing these support and resistance levels, I just said, you know what, let me just go with my, instead of me doing Elliott, I'll just go with support and resistance, because the top can be at any given point. It can be at 2850, it can be at 3000. I have no clue. This has just been an up and up, 9-year up. Is at some point, I'm not even trying to call it top. I'm just going to wait and see how it goes. That's going to do it for today. Hopefully this helped, and I'll have another video tomorrow. Happy trading.